to the channel. My name is Joseph Carroll. I write under the pen name J.R. Carroll. And today we are talking about my monthly wrap up for the month of August. But moreover, what was the most surprising book, the most disappointing book, and what was the best book of the month? And so also, what were some of the my favorite things that I did in the month of August? We'll start off. I just had an interview, and actually, it actually took place there on the first. But I had Sarah from Sarah Reads on my channel, and just had a wonderful, almost 2 hour conversation with her. Go check that out if you haven't already. She's kind of been away for most of the summer with her kids being off, so a lot of cool stuff going on there with her. For this month, of course, we're going to have another Witcher discussion for the first official book, probably towards the end of the month. But yeah, so let's jump in to my most surprising book of the month. And no other book could be more surprising than Torment. Now, this book was recommended to me by my friend, Nathan. And he was just like, man, this is a really crazy, kind of depressing like book. And, and he said it was, it would make me think of like The Rising. And I've been trying to get, try to get one book a month that's like really edgy and really kind of horrific type, Tender as the Flesh, The Wasp Factory, American Psycho, those type of books. And yeah, this definitely had that dark ear, like it's a sci-fi book, but it really like gives you that no hope feeling. And yeah, it's the first book that's really done that. Give me the same feelings as The Rising. It's about kind of like end of the world zombie apocalypse type thing. I don't want to tell you too much, but if you enjoy those type of things, if you enjoy Brian Keene, you will love Torment. Yeah, so that book kind of came out of nowhere because I really wasn't even supposed to read that book. It was not on my TBR, but yeah, so I just kind of threw it on there, and it really surprised me, and I was super happy with it. Yeah, before we jump into what is the most disappointing book, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and check out my Patreon. There's some really cool stuff. If you want to pick my TBR, jump on the Patreon, and if you want early access to some short stories that I've written, they're available there too. So now let's get into the most disappointing book of the month. And this book wasn't a bad book. It's just, it wasn't a book really written for me. But I wanted to try it out, and that was A Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I had to read this book because people crap on her in this corner of BookTube a lot. She's very divisive. And I, wanted to figure out why. And I read the book, and she's a good technical writer. But again, this book was not written for me. But I could appreciate what she was going for. And she was a great she had great marketing around her and helped push that book out. And it being a good book, would I, if I had read that book and then you said, do I think she's going to become like the biggest fantasy author in the world? I would say no, but hey, that's, I'm not the key demographic for her. But so that was probably my most disappointing book. Still, if that's the worst book that you read in the year, it's not bad. Now, the best book of the year. This is a hard one. This was so hard because I read some really great books this month. You know, I'm into The Witcher, which I love all The Witcher. I don't think there's a bad book in the Witcher series. You know, I'm going through A Song of Ice and Fire, and um, gosh, it's just, you know, I read some really good books this month. But yeah, I'm probably still gonna have to give it to to George R. R. Martin. Giving it up to a Storm of Swords. Um, to me, not my favorite book. I like the Clash of Kings better, but this book had all the memories, most of the big memories that you remember from the show were from this book. Um, was it a little long? Yeah, it's the first of the books where I thought, yeah, you probably didn't have to make it 1,200 pages, um, but still an amazing book. I'm continuing next month. With the fourth book, so I'll be caught up. Before winter is coming, and I'll be done before winter, and then I can wait around and be mad that George hasn't written anything in 13 years. Uh, but let me know, what were your favorite books of the month? What are you planning on doing in the month of September? And remember, be more than human.